Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone, my name is Robin J. Emden and I'm the creator and author of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. If you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, you're in exactly the right place. Today, my guest is Kristen Van Horn, a certified life coach who helps busy entrepreneurs master time management and create systems to work smarter, not harder. Kristen knows what it feels like to feel overwhelmed, juggling a teaching job, a long commute, and building a business while raising 2 kids. By learning to prioritize and create schedules that fit her life, Kristen grew her business and transitioned to full-time entrepreneurship. Kristen is here to share her journey and practical tips to help you reclaim your time and focus on what truly matters. Kristen, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you, Kristen?
I am in St. Louis, Missouri, over in the US.
Oh, wow. And I think we established before the call that you were about 6 hours behind me. So still got lunch to look forward to?
Yes. Finished up my work day, still got lunch.
Still got lunch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to my tea time over here in England. So, all right. So shall we get on with the questions, Kristen?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go with that then. So I will start the clock. I've been known to forget to do that. So that would not be good. And there it goes. Kristen, let's talk about what you do. Please, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal clients are online business owners or entrepreneurs. Specifically, though, I work with moms for me, being a mom myself, I have found that moms are the ones who struggle the most with balancing both their business and their life outside of business.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, in my book, I mentioned work from home mums, and I'm like, I was a work from home dad, but every mum has a different set of circumstances, don't they? Everyone is completely unique. So it's really interesting that you do that, because I'm sure you must tailor what you do for everybody. So speaking which, or specifically, what is the problem that you solve? That's our second question.
I help moms structure their day so that they can build a business, grow their business to whatever level they want to. So like you said, help them achieve their goals and structure it in a way where we're looking at your goals, we're planning it out ahead of time, and then figuring out when do we actually get these done so that at the end of the day, they have time to be with their family. Because what I found when I first started as an entrepreneur was I was working at all hours of the day. I didn't have time to actually be present and focus on my family because my business was always going in the back of my head. So I help them structure their day so they work fewer hours. Most of my clients are able to switch to a 4-hour work day, 4 days a week, which is what I work, and still be able to grow their business, support their family, and be present with their family.
So important, such an important point. Your last point you made, being present with your family.
Yes.
I know as someone that's been worked for myself my whole life, that's one of the really hardest things to achieve.
Especially with a cell phone in your hand.
That's right. And yet it really is the most important. Otherwise, what are you doing it for?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Love that. So what is one valuable free action that our audience could implement that will help them solve that problem?
So one of the things that I have found my clients struggle with the most is not knowing how long things take them to complete, whether it's longer than they realize or shorter than they realize, but also they don't know where those time wasters are. And so the first thing that I have all of my clients do is sit down and do for 3 days in a row, do a time audit or a time journal where they're writing down what they're doing every 15, 20, 30 minutes of the day. So they're seeing like, oh, this is actually where my time is being spent, how long the tasks in my business or how long, making dinner usually takes, those sorts of things. So we get kind of this snapshot of where am I spending my time and how can I better utilize it? Do I actually have more time in my day, or am I just wasting it in areas that I don't realize? And it makes such a big difference. It's very eye-opening to go, oh, I actually, in my 24 hours that I actually have a lot of extra time that I've just been wasting on doing things that aren't serving my family or serving my business.
Absolutely. And of course, the other value that is in there too is that some things just you have no idea how long they're going to take. And in my experience, either they take nothing like as long as you thought, or unfortunately, way longer than you thought they were going to.
Yes. Yes. We
Where,
tend to, there's some kind of, I always like botch this saying, but there's something with like we overestimate and we overestimate something, we underestimate something, and it's always so true. So typically we think something's going to take us longer, that doesn't, and vice versa. That's just the reality of it. We just don't know until we get really clear and we actually have that written down, like, oh, this is actually how long something takes
yes.
me to do.
And I think that's probably something worth repeating from time to time as well. No pun intended, but
Oh,
the times
absolutely.
mentions of times now. So
Yes.
now we know a little bit more about what you do, and thank you for that. That's very valuable information. Let's talk about goal busting, meaning how you make the best use of your productive time to achieve your own business goals, Kristen. So the question is, can you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits? I think you just gave away a free one, but so I'm being greedy now and asking for another one.
Very similar to what you do. One of the things that I love to do every single quarter. So at the end of, we're in Q1 right now, at the end of quarter one. So in March, I like to sit down and I like to set my goals for the month. But then with that, because goals are they're just words on a piece of paper until we put the action behind it. And so I spend the time specifically with my clients who are business owners where we sit down and go, okay, here's the goal. Here's all the action we need to do. Let's map it out and figure out how are we going to make this happen in the next 90 days. So I really love a 90-day goal setting period. And it allows us to, again, kind of audit what are the important things, what are the priorities that we're focusing on versus what are the things that are just busy work. So we get really clear on what's actually moving us towards our goal. What can we start delegating that is just a time sucker or time consuming task, which is my favorite thing to do, is to delegate and automate as much as possible. Setting up those systems is so important. But actually achieve those goals within 90 days. Or if we don't achieve those goals, see the progress that we've made and then take the steps the next quarter or the next 90 days to figure out, how, okay, we've made this progress. How can we make that even more to achieve the goal?
Solid advice. Absolutely solid advice. Completely agree with you. Thank you, Christine. And so my final question is the final question, and it's my favorite question. And I know that you've been looking forward to this.
Yes, yes.
Yes, you have. What should I have asked you today, Kristen, that I didn't? And your answer, please.
So I think, and we talked about this, I'm like, I don't even know how to answer this, but I think the one thing that I hear a lot of people ask about productivity and time management is, how do I actually structure my day? How do I actually make those goals more achievable within a day time period? And that's where I come back to, like, you have to, number one, have that time audit in, but then blocking that time in so you know exactly what to work on and when, because a lot of times we are spending our time doing things that aren't moving the needle forward. We're sitting down to work and we're like, I don't know what to work on. So I'm going to look at my to-do list and be like, oh, that sounds like the right thing to do, when it really isn't the priority for the day.
Brilliant. Look at that. You did it in exactly 7 minutes. Wonderful.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, you see, you did know what you were going to
Oh,
answer.
I got my time down.
You got your time down, and you did, and you got your fifth question in there, which you actually said to me beforehand. I have no idea what you should have asked me, but that was a great answer. And actually, I wanted to just follow up on that very briefly and say that with you working with work from home moms as well, time structure is one of the hardest things in the world for a work from home mum, and I was a work from home dad, to do, because children are not structured. They like, they like routines and structure, but oh, I'm sat down to do a solid 3-hour work block now before my lunchtime. Phone rings. Your son forgot his packed lunch. Can you bring it in? Okay, there goes an out. There goes my morning, And you have to obviously that's a priority, but there goes your structure. So it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's that flexibility. Like right after the holiday season, we had 10 inches of snow, which meant that all the schools were shut down for a week. So my kids and husband, my husband's a teacher as well, were home for a week, which meant I was interrupted a million times.
Yeah.
And so when
that's
those
just in the morning.
Yes, having that flexibility of going like, okay, my kids are home, I'm probably not going to get as much done, and that needs to be okay.
Yeah. And one final thing I wanted to go back to was I learned many years ago the saying, most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year and underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years.
Oh, that's similar to what I was saying, but yes, absolutely correct.
It's the same point. I mean, I certainly know, having just finished writing my book, boy, did I underestimate how long that was going to take. By years, but literally by years. I thought, oh, well, 9 chapters, I'll get that done in 9 weeks. Oh dear. Yeah, my bad. All right. So, Kristen, that was great. So I really want to know, how can people reach you? And a really cheeky question, it's not one of the 5, but it's one I always ask. Do you have a valuable free resource that they could get from you as well?
Yeah, so the best way to find me is either on my website, which is kristenvanhorn.com, or I spend a lot of my time over on Instagram for my business, and my handle is @KristenVanHorn_, all one word. But I do have a free resource that walks you through that time audit and some of the additional things like setting boundaries, setting some structure to your day. And it's called my 4-Day Workweek Blueprint. And you can find that at kristenvanhorn.com/blueprint.
Fantastic. We'll definitely put the link for that down below. But not until I've been and fetched my own copy, because that sounds really useful.
Yeah,
I'm greedy like that. No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Kristen. It's been an absolute pleasure and a delight, and very, very useful information. And you packed. I mean, it feels like we've been talking for an hour and a half. I don't know, about 10 minutes, which is basically the time of this. And because you packed so much in, so much value. Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you.
And thank you, and bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.